All right, welcome to another episode of Homestead Shop Talk podcast with Al from Lumna Acres, Ben from Holler Homestead, and myself, Jason from Soul Lane. We made it to episode 96. What's up, fellas?
How
What you
you
got?
doing?
Yeah, doing good. I feel like over here, I don't know, what do you think, Ben? That the weather kind of skipped spring and went straight to summer. What do you think?
That's kind of what it feels like. It's been what, 85 for about a part of a week. It's kind of miserable.
Yeah, it feels weird. It feels, I don't know, it's like humid. It's kind of a warm wind.
It's been really windy.
What
Like it
about
was
you, Al?
last week, the wind was insane. Makes it hard to be out in.
Hmm.
We had some strong winds last week, but it was chilly. This week, where today was 60s, and all this week's supposed to be 60s or 70s.
That's nice.
Cooked on the grill for the first time this season. Nice,
Ooh,
Ooh.
nice pork chops.
from your pork.
Yeah, from the IPPs, and I will say, like, the size of like the meat is like the size of a regular pig. It's not like tiny pork chops or nothing, which is nice.
Okay, that's good, man.
Yep. So we went and bought a old hay wagon that I found on Facebook Marketplace. I've been trying to just keep an eye on hay wagons lately, and they're like going for decent money, but not terrible. But the hard thing is they're so wide they won't fit on my trailer. And I'm like, if I'm gotta go drive an hour at regular road speed, do I want to just tow one behind my pickup truck?
Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
Take me like 2 hours to get home, and then like who knows how the wheel bearings are last time they were greased or last time they were cared for. So I found this one. It was 6.5 feet wide by 12 feet long. So I'm like, oh, that's perfect. That'll fit on my trailer. My trailer, it's not a deck over. It's got it's a low boy, and it's got like the fenders that stick out. So it's instead of being like 8 feet wide, it's like 7.5 feet wide. So you can't get like bigger equipment on. Like I can get my mini excavator on there fine. I can get all my farm tractors on there. But looking at like haying equipment and different stuff like that, and like, oh, like maybe I should have got a deck over because those fenders are in the way, and I'm losing like a couple of inches to go pick up like haying equipment or different stuff like that on the trailer. So I'm like, oh, this is good for like tractors and excavators and skid steers, but it's not good for all around farm stuff. So if anybody's thinking about getting a trailer for their farm or a homestead, I'd get a deck over. But I went with the one I got because it's lower to the ground. So like the tires, it's like the tires on the outside. So like half of the tires are above the trailer. Where if you get a deck over, your trailer is on top of your wheels. So it's that much higher up off the ground. So for me, I was like, I only got a half-ton pickup truck. If I'm pulling a tractor or an excavator, your stability to me is a little bit different because you're higher up in the ground kind of thing. So I'm like, I want to get the lower one, but now I'm like, I probably should have got a deck over. So I like the trailer, but it's a little hindersome at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It's like some equipment is for like, I guess homes. There's not really equipment there specifically for like small scale homesteading, right?
Right.
Or multi-purpose, I guess. It's either giant farm or nothing.
Right.
It's like trying to find a livestock trailer. I just need one for a couple cows or something, not a giant one that I have to get like a giant truck to pull it.
That's where I'm at. All I see is fifth wheel livestock trailers. It's like I just need like a 1 to 2 horse. Like I need to be able to go pick up a cow or something if I need to. I don't need to bring home 50 of them.
Yeah. So what do you do with the hay wagon now?
So we haven't done anything with it yet. I'm thinking we're going to make it into an egg mobile.
Oh, that'll be
Ooh,
cool.
yeah.
That's what we're leaning towards. So it's all the running gear, and then it doesn't have a deck on it, but somebody made like the floor joists and everything, but they're all out of steel C channel. So it's got a good structure there, but it doesn't have like the whole base. So yeah, we're gonna need some hay trails, I think, in the future, but I think we're gonna make an egg mobile this time because we got more egg layers. They just showed up this week. So we have the ones that we got last year, the red stars that are laying good. We have the older chicks, the older chickens, they're still laying good this time of the year. We get the new batch, and then we have somebody that's using our incubator. They wanted to hatch out chicks for their kids. to show them. And they're like, we just want to hatch out chicks. Can we use your incubator and then give you the baby chicks too? Like, yeah, we
Yeah,
can do that.
right. Hatch them for me.
That's
They're
a
gonna
good
hatch
deal.
them. Yeah, they're gonna hatch them and they're gonna keep them for a few weeks or a month or something like that. I'm like, that works for me. You're gonna do all the work. I'll take the chick step back after that. So we threw our barnyard rooster, which I don't know what breed he is, in with our red stars. So it'll be kind of cool to see what kind of chicks we get from that.
Okay. I mean, geez, you probably what? That will hold like 100 chickens at least.
Yeah, so we're kind of copying Joel's chicken tractor because we have his homestead or his design book.
Mm.
His egg mobile that he has in the book is 12 by 16, and I think that holds like 200 or 250. And then we're gonna go 8 by 12, so we'll be able to at least hold 100.
Yeah.
And I don't see us having more than 100 right now, anyways. So
A
Hopefully you're
bunch of
selling them
chickens.
all.
I'm sure we'll have plenty of people looking for eggs. Right now, we give them away to friends, family, our church every Sunday. They cook a breakfast. So when they're looking for eggs, we just bring eggs in for them, and they'll cook up like I think they go through like 60 eggs a week.
That's a
But
bunch.
yeah, so whenever we have an abundance, they'll take them. So yeah, we're hoping to get that done and built, and it'll be nice to have a good sized egg mobile. And we're gonna do the slat floor if we do it, so that way we won't have to clean up the chicken poo out of it all the time, which will be nice.
Right. Like a wood slat, you
Yep,
think?
yep.
Now I have seen they have plastic flooring that you could buy. I don't know if you've seen that before.
No,
It's for chicken coops like that. Instead of using wood, it's plastic and it has like
okay.
squares.
Yep.
I think so you could actually probably take it apart and wash everything down if you wanted to.
I wonder who makes that. I've never seen it.
I think there's a website called QC Supply.
Oh, yep.
I think they have them. I don't know how much they are or nothing, but it's like you buy panels and you just snap them together. And then I think it's meant for just hosing them down if you wanted to. But
Yeah,
I mean, it's probably cheaper with the wood, but
right. So the trailer needs or takes 15-inch tires, and one of them, it should get all four tires, but one of the tires wasn't holding air. I'm like, hey, I think I got some spare tires that we took off Gina's car before in the workshop.
Put
So
car tires on that thing.
we have two car tires on it right now. Yep.
That's
that's nice.
hilarious.
Yep.
They see me rolling.
Well, just the tires, not the rims,
Okay, just the tires. All
just the
right.
tires. So I was like, man, I want to change them. Like, okay, so I ended up going to Harbor Freight. I don't know if you ever seen they make a manual tire changer.
Yep.
Yep, that I got one. I used it. It does the job, but it's not fun.
Mm-mm.
Hey, it beats a pry bar and a sledgehammer.
It does. Yeah, I tried doing that first, and I couldn't break the bead. I don't know how long these tires have been on there for, but they were so dry rotted and the rust built up on them. It took forever to break the bead with the Harbor Freight tire changer and everything. I tried it first. I'm like, I'm going to beat it with a sledgehammer pry bars. If I don't got to use the tire changer, I'll return it. But yeah, we needed it to break the beads and everything. I figured we're gonna have, or we do have a bunch of trailers and tires and stuff. But who knows how often we're gonna have to be replacing tires, and a lot of tire shops don't like to change tires that you didn't buy from them.
That's the same way down here.
Yep. And then,
They'll just about spit on you if you bring like a tractor tire or a lawnmower tire. It's
yep,
weird.
yep. All my Kubota tires, because the only tires I've ever had to do with my tractors is my little Kubota. The front tires on that get flats and blown out all the time. Those I can do myself. They're a pain, but I do them myself. It's like, yeah, nobody's gonna want to do that. The tractor tire I did last year, I got a flat in the 574. I brought that to the tire shop, and I want to say it didn't take quite a week, but it was there for like 3 or 4 days. And it was like, this should have been like a half-hour job kind of thing. So I'm like, if I do this, I can change the tires when I want, and I'm not taking them off and having my trailer just lying there for a few days before somebody gets to it. I think it was $60 for the tool, and it's like it probably would have cost me $40 to get those two tires changed. So I'm like, I got to change one more tire, and it paid for itself.
Yep. This is the plight of someone who's totally DIY. Like you keep buying tools and all in the name of saving, $10 here, $10 there, and before you know it, you need another shop.
Yeah, it's like no, that's my thing. I'm like, that's just one more thing to store. Like it should get lagged to the ground because I like one of the things I fought the most was it wasn't lagged to the ground. So I'm kind of like chasing the machine around, having to hold it down. But I'm like, I don't want this like on my shop floor somewhere right now. I'm like, I'm not gonna drill holes in the concrete. So
Yeah.
your shop is never big enough.
Nope. I know. Sometimes you just gotta take it in.
And then that's the worst part too. It's like this is just something else I got to store. Where am I going to keep it now?
Yeah.
Struggle is real.
Man, when I saw that hay wagon, the thumbnail, I thought you were gonna load up. I thought you were gonna put the cooler on that for some
No,
reason. I was like,
I think
but it doesn't have skid. I was
everybody,
thinking like it has skids though. Like, why would he put it on this trailer?
a lot of people, I think a lot of people thought that, but they also thought, or they thought I should do that. And I'm like, man, that would be so high up off the ground if I
Yeah,
put the
because
walk-in cooler.
that's what I thought too. I was like, well, that's kind of high. Like, you're not gonna be able to walk it up there. He's gonna put in stairs.
You'd have to have stairs or a lift to get everything up in there.
Yeah, then I was like, this thing's gonna have like a deck. Like, man.
You need a loading dock.
You would. But I guess it'd be nice if you had something in the truck, you could just back up right to it and you wouldn't have to bring it upstairs or anything. It'd probably be the perfect height.
Put a conveyor belt on there. You just load it on the thing and just
Speaking of that, the walk-in cooler, we finished that too. So that's all done.
nice.
We get the siding all done, all
Man.
finished trim. We get the air conditioner in, and then we use the CoolBot to hijack it.
So what
So
do you think? So what do you think?
I like it. We used the CoolBot before. This is the new one that has Wi-Fi, which I don't have the Wi-Fi hooked up to it yet because I don't have Wi-Fi at the workshop.
Yeah,
But
that's
um,
nice.
it took an hour to get it down to 39 degrees, which I don't think was bad.
That's not bad.
That's about right.
So I was happy with that.
I think that's similar to mine, I think.
Yep.
Mine should be quicker than that, I would think.
Now we just got to get a use for it. Our pig still hasn't had piglets yet. Gina's like, you think she's pregnant? I'm like, she's supposed to be. She's never gone back into heat. So if she's not pregnant, she might be the first thing that goes in the walk-in cooler.
Oh man.
Because
Yeah.
if she's not pregnant, she's never showed signs of heat since when she first went in with our boar. So it's like the other
Mm,
pig that we've kept because we want to AI her in the future, she goes into heat and you can tell. Like all the signs are there when she's in heat. So that's why we kept that pig. So we're like, okay, we're gonna try AI and we need a pig that we know when she's in her heat cycle. Well, this other pig, I mean,
mm.
her first due date was almost 3 weeks ago, and then her last due date, as of this recording, should have been yesterday or today. So
Yeah. I mean,
we'll
I don't
see.
know. Maybe she was not as far as long as maybe you thought,
Yeah,
but who knows?
yeah, we'll give her some more time. So
Yeah.
we think she's pregnant, but who knows? We'll find out.
So what do you think? You think you're gonna use this trailer this winter?
The
The cool
walk-in cooler,
trailer?
what's that?
The cooler?
The cooler, yeah, we'll use it for chicken, and then we'll use it again in this winter at some point for butchering, especially if we get, hey, maybe even this summer, because if the pig is pregnant, I would like to do a pig roast.
Mm,
So that's been one of the plans too, is have the cooler done so the summertime we could do a pig roast and
yeah.
hanging in there and stuff.
You're gonna love it for chicken.
Yep. I've been hearing that 30-day dry aged beef is pretty tasty, so I'd have to keep that walk-in cooler going for 30 days to try it with that.
You gotta try it. Let us know.
Yep.
That's cool. I mean, so how long did that take you? How many months was that?
I don't even want to know. It took a while to do the cooler,
Would you
definitely.
do it again,
I
knowing
would
what
do
you
it.
know now?
I would do it again. I would do things a little bit differently. I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but it was once the biggest thing we had issues with is the walk-in cooler corners wouldn't come back into square. And I fought them and I tried ratchet strapping them back in and I drilled holes through them and used eye bolts so we could pull them back together. And then once I was all done, somebody was like, why didn't you just cut your corners with a Sawzall one side of them and then you could just pull them in? I'm like, son of a gun, that would have worked like no time. Like my corners right now aren't square, and I spent so much time messing with them. I'm like,
Just cut them out.
just not cut them out, just cut one side. just cut like
Oh,
the inside and cut through the foam, and then you still have your outside metal, and it would have bent.
I
If you
see.
had to cut out a little bit of foam to make that corner better, you could have.
Hmm.
I was like, I didn't think of that. Why didn't I think of that? I feel like an idiot now.
So did you still save money by doing it, buying used like that?
Yeah, definitely. We saved
Yeah.
money. I don't know how much, but
Right.
it's especially for the look we were going for because we just didn't want a metal box.
Yeah.
But
Cool, man.
yeah,
That's great. You're gonna love that thing.
yep. Can't wait to use it. Get the chickens in there this summer first, and then we'll go from there.
Hmm.
We're gonna have some nice sunshine this week, so we're gonna be enjoying that 60s, 70s. We won't be sweating as bad as you guys.
Don't rub it in.
I'm going to. I've had to listen to your guys' weather all winter. I'm gonna rub it in here.
Actually, you're going to be having nicer weather than us. It's supposed to be all rainy and stormy all week.
We had that last week, rainy, windy, on and off, and just cold. So we
Yeah.
have like we just had a quick downpour here, and then I think that's it for the week. I'll be getting a sunburn, I'm sure.
Go from frostbite and windburn to sunburn.
Yep,
That's all right, though. Tis the season.
That's
I'll
good.
take it. I'll trade for that. So what'd you get into this week, Ben?
Oh, it was like a really busy week, but not a very busy week at the same time. Uh, I should organize my list by like least uh, big deal by biggest deal. Uh, so, last weekend we had built that uh, pig shed, and I've kind of been playing around with how many wood chips to feed it a week, and it looks like uh, what do I have? A 5 foot bucket on my tractor. One whole like heaping scoop of wood chips is all I have to put in that thing a week to keep up with the manure load. And being down there, it's pleasant. Like it just smells like fresh wood chips.
How many
So
pigs? How many pigs in there?
there's nine pigs in there right now.
Okay.
I think I will say this right now. If anybody is looking for guinea hogs, I have some guinea hogs available. I have yearlings that are probably like 40 pounds, and then I have these little bitty guys. So I will preface this. We are getting out of guinea hogs. We've finally decided we're just gonna pull the trigger, if you will. Um, we just can't justify 2 years of grow out for 100 pounds, 150 pounds of meat, maybe. It's not economical. I suppose if it's just a couple people and you've got not 8 mouths to feed, then and you want a pet, that works too. Guinea hogs are really, really friendly if you want a pet pig. I wouldn't make it a house pig, but they're very tasty. They have very dark red meat. They have a lot of fat, but that 2 year grow out is just, we can't do it. Like for the amount of feed we put in the guinea hogs, we got to raise, 6, 7, 8 uh, for 2 years, or we can get 3 or 4 feeder pigs and grow them out for 6 months. So yeah,
Do they
figured
eat
out.
the amount of food you think as a feeder?
Oh, absolutely. They will eat as much as a feeder pig if you let them, and they just convert it into fat rather than muscle.
Okay.
So by the time because we have ran the numbers, I do keep track of what I feed my pigs, and getting to the end, it's like, well, we put 2,000 pounds of feed in these, 5 guinea hogs, and they were all under 200 pounds, whereas these feeder pigs were 350 pounds for 6 months, and they have a little less feed in them. So it's like, yeah, it's pretty easy to figure that one out. Your price per pound goes up with a guinea hog.
Yeah.
I'm really selling them, huh?
You are. That was one of the things I was like disappointed about when we didn't butcher our pigs this year. I'm like, this is the first year we did IPPs. Like, I don't know how much fat was on there. Like, I think we got an awesome amount of meat back, but how much fat loss
Like
for
a
the same reason
visual. Yeah.
for a visual? Like, how much more feed did it cost me for that fat that I didn't get anything out of?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, we do get there's some 90s health gurus out there that if they heard what I'm going to say right now, they would just lose their minds. The fat is bad, stay low fat everything. We are not. We are high protein, high fat. We eat so blasted much fat in this household, it would just shock people. Uh, and I'm not even talking like fried food. We just, everything we eat has some form of fat on it or in
Yep.
it or around it or it's dipped in it or whatever. We use all of our lard. We use, like, we're almost out of tallow from our cow. And that boy was he was a fat dude. That was a fat Jersey. And we saved every scrap of fat we could and rendered it all down for tallow. And I think we're down to the last few quarts of fat. So like we use a lot of fat. We fry eggs in fat. You name it. Like it's just it's a very versatile thing. We don't even hardly use olive oil or avocado oil as much as we use our lard and our tallow. So like we've figured out ways to ingest everything we get from these pigs. And so it'll be a little bit of an adjustment to, I guess, lose the guinea hog fat. And maybe it's one of those things. Maybe I'll find someone who's raising them and I'll just raise out one a year just as a lard pig. So I don't know. We'll figure it out.
So you're gonna get rid of the breeders and everything.
The breeders, those ones are going to become sausage.
Okay.
I haven't figured out what we're doing with Mo yet. Um, Pretty sure Mo is still completely viable. He's only like 3 years old, I think. So he's still got a long time. Um, and I have a feeling he would get in the back of a trailer if someone really wanted him. But it's kind of hard to sell a boar unless, it's someone looking for one. Um, our boar, Mo, is, I believe he's pedigreed. I would have to ask the people we got him from, but I'm pretty sure when we got him, they told us they could get papers on him if we wanted them. Um, but it was like, no big deal. Like, we just need a boar. So I don't know if we're going to eat him or sell him. We still got a ways to go before we would put him in the freezer. Or, I don't know. We ate our last boar and he kind of had a funkiness to him. But the animal stunk on 4 feet. Mo doesn't really stink, so he's probably fine. I don't know. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Um, it's like it's like Doug and Andy, the hand hewn guys. We really kind of grilled them about our last boars. Like, hey, like we've heard of boar taint and all this stuff. And I said, okay, if you are getting rid of your boar, get set up like you're going to process him to eat him anyways. Go through the motions. It's a good learning experience. And then when you get to the point of, you split the hog, the carcass, and put it in the cooler, well, before you do, that last part, take out the skirt steaks on the inside, throw them in a frying pan with some salt, cook them up right there. And they said, right there, you will know if you're making dog food or, going to continue on and process it for yourself. And so we did that. Jason was there for that.
Mm-hmm.
We threw that stuff in the pan, smelled fine, tasted like beef, actually. Like it was delicious. But it wasn't until we had already frozen everything, we'd processed the whole pig. There's a smell when the ground pork would hit the frying pan, and it smelled like old lady perfume. And it wasn't offensive. And as soon as the meat cooked, that smell went away. But it was just enough to where, like, it hits the pan and everybody kind of looks up like, what the heck are you cooking over there? And then it goes away. So other than that, I wouldn't say there was any boar taint. It was just like, is there an old lady here? Oh, I finished my foundation. Foundation's ready. I actually
Nice.
just got back right before we did the podcast. I hopped in the truck and drove to a Home Depot because I'm so tired of Lowe's. I just had to shop at a Home Depot.
I was just there today, actually.
A Home Depot? Which one?
In Asheville.
I went to the Hendersonville one.
Oh, okay.
It's it's nice to go to a Home Depot again. Like
It's,
it's nice. Like Home Depot used to be my favorite, and
there's so much stuff there.
There is. I found I really like those great big like rolling plastic tool chest things. It's just like a big toy chest. You just open it up and throw all your stuff inside. I'd gotten one at Lowe's. It was a Craftsman, And I don't understand why they make boxes this way. They could make them to where they have like a drip edge to where you can close the lid and your tools stay dry. But all of the stuff that Lowe's sells, every single one of them, they'll have a drip edge and then they drill holes in the lid and that's where you lock it. Like you put a padlock through these holes. Well, this Craftsman's the same way. Well, I wanted to check out the ones Home Depot has. I went up there and all of them, every single one they sell is watertight. So I bought, it was a great big DeWalt one. It's like 63 gallons or something like that. It's freaking massive. So now I've got a toolbox that I can leave out there outside with all of my, my battery operated tools while I'm working on the house, my nailers and stuff like that, and I don't have to worry about them getting wet. I also picked up, all of my stuff I needed, concrete and my sill plate and anchors and stuff like that. So pushing ahead. It's
That's good.
exciting.
Yeah.
So last week, I don't think I've really talked about it on the podcast, but me and all my boys are doing P90X. We dusted off my old DVDs and we've been doing this workout. This is a 90-day workout. Like, it's supposed to be 7 days a week if you want it. The schedule calls for 6 days. We've been doing 6 days. We might miss a Saturday here or there. But generally, like, it's back when I did it, oh gosh, I think I was 26 the last time I did it. And it kicked my butt. Like, it was the hardest workout I'd ever done. Like, it absolutely wrecked me. But by the end of that 90 days, you're fit, you're all swole. This time, I can tell our diet and the amount of exercise we get on a regular basis, like, we're halfway through and I'm hearing these conversations from the boys. They're like, I almost feel like we should do it twice a day. Man, I wish we had more weight, this kind of stuff. And I remember having those conversations by the third month, not the beginning of the second month. I know when I'm working out, I'm sore the next day and then I'm better. Like, it used to be, I would be sore for a week until you get to the stretching day.
Is that weights or I'm not sure what P90X is. I haven't heard of it, but I've never no,
Oh
like are you
man.
just a lot of movements like
There's a fair bit of cardio, but then the workouts, uh, you can basically use as much weight as you want. You can use bands if you want. A lot of curls, a lot of rows, a lot of shoulder presses. Everything you can do with a weight.
I mean, are you
A
doing
lot
it
of
like in like repetitive, like fast, like a bunch of these things all at one time or
Generally, most of the workouts are 30 seconds. So you're doing sets, stuff like that.
oh, okay.
It's been pretty cool. It was cool until last Wednesday. There was one of these motions where I think, what do they call it? I think they call them lawnmowers. And so you're bent over with a weight and you're like acting like you're reefing on a lawnmower trying to start it. Well, this old guy over here, I decided it was like, you know what? I'm going to grab my 60s and I'm going to do this workout with 60s. And I got about like four of them and I wasn't standing to where I was supporting my back right. And, one, two, uh-oh. And I felt something tweak in my back. So I was down Thursday and Friday a little bit. Kind of tweaked my back, but it was, you know, it's kind of fun down there because, all the twins are 18. Brett's gonna be 16 in like a month and a half. Corbin's 13. Like, it's just testosterone down there in the barn every morning. And so people are like, oh, that's all you can lift. Come on. Oh man, you're using 20s on that. Use the 30s. Come on, that kind of stuff. And it's good fun. Like, we're just having a good time. And so I'm like, yeah, watch the old man. I'm gonna show everybody. I grab my 60s and I'm like doing this, and all of a sudden I just put them down, and two of them saw, and they're like, "Did you just hurt your back?" Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm just gonna sit this one out. So yeah, it took me a couple days to get over that, but generally, like, I'm glad we've been working out so hard because the recovery wasn't too bad.
There's meat hanging from the roof, from the ceiling.
Actually, on that note, Friday we went and helped some friends process a cow. Uh, this wasn't like a huge cow, but it was a decent sized cow, and they asked, they're like, "Hey, we're thinking about doing a cow in April. If you come help us process, we'll give you half of it." I was like, "Say no more. I will be there."
All
So
right.
That's a good deal.
We it's an awesome deal because we were completely out of beef. We are almost out of pork, completely out of beef. Uh, actually, we had to buy chicken from Jason because we're completely out of chicken too. Like
They
it's just
cleaned me
like
out.
it's
They
getting
cleaned me out.
dire. We did.
It's a big
It's like
family.
I feel like the Dave Chappelle meme. Hey man, you got any more than chickens?
Let me show you what I got. Let me show you what I got.
I gotta go see my chicken dealer.
Yeah.
So yeah, Friday we processed this cow. Jason, you've processed cows. It's quite an undertaking to process an entire cow.
Oh, for
The last
sure.
the last time I did it, it took me the better part of a week. We knocked this cow out in 1 day.
Wow.
Like
Piece it out.
started. Oh yeah, yeah. We
Hmm.
that's everything. Piecing it out, steaks, grind, everything.
Wow.
Uh,
That's pretty
this
good.
this family this family's a very hardworking, well-oiled machine type of family, and so as I'm cutting, anytime here chunk this up for grind, here cut out the sinew, here I'm just handing stuff off, and as fast as I can cut something and hand it off, they're getting it done, and so it was a really efficient way to do a cow.
Was it pretty big?
Uh, maybe probably live weight was probably 600 pounds,
Hmm.
so it wasn't real big.
Yeah.
But man, is it nice to have some beef in the freezer.
That's great.
Got home that night and cooked some steaks. It's just like, oh man,
Yeah.
steaks, I've missed you.
Wouldn't it be great? That's how we always got our meat. Like you just help out somebody else and then split it.
Right.
And
I mean, that would be that'd be fantastic.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
helped. It helped. They just finished their walk-in cooler a few months ago, so they
Oh.
they'd already had the thing hanging.
Oh,
They killed
nice.
it. They killed it a while ago, and it's been hanging in their walk-in.
Oh, you didn't kill it?
No, this was
Pieced out.
uh
Oh, you
just
just
piecing
pieced
it
it
out.
out.
We go grab a side and
Oh, okay.
or a
Oh,
quarter. Go
yeah.
grab a quarter, bring it in, slice it up. It's already chilled. It was
Well,
cool.
even I think it took us like 4 days to piece out. You said it took you just one.
I mean, when I did our jersey, it took me 5 days. Like it was a
Yeah.
week. Like it's a lot when you're especially doing it yourself.
That's just piecing out. That's not killing or any of that.
Yeah. So
Cool.
that's about it for my week. How about you?
Yeah, we okay, so we do this podcast. We typically record on Monday. So last Monday night after the podcast, I got the email saying our 150 chicks are in the mail and they're on their way. And so usually when that happens, it's like, okay, 1 or 2 days. But the previous batch we got in less than 24 hours. So I was like, okay. Luckily, I already been preparing for these chickens. And 150 chicks, man, that's the most we've ever raised in one shot, one time. So I was getting kind of nervous. So they came less than 24 hours in the mail. And that whole day afterwards, I was like, okay, I think these chickens are going to come today. So I got to get this brooder situated. So I made a outdoor brooder area for these chicks. And sure enough, the chicks came at like 2 p.m., just like the previous time. And, less than 24 hours, they were
Wow.
here. And so I made this, I guess it's technically called an Ohio brooder. I think it's been around forever. Apparently, a lot of people in Ohio use them. Um, so I thought, okay, people in Ohio use them like in winter. I could probably make one of these and just put it in a chicken tractor. So it's basically like a box. You put a typically I think they have two lights, two heat lamps in there. I put one because I thought, it's not super cold, but it's on the side. It's not pointing down. And it has a lid. I put a insulation on top. It breaks down. You can fold it up nice. I made it really nice. So, and then I put a round circle made out of I ripped down plywood and put it was just one sheet of plywood which was made like a round. Well, it almost looks like a kiddie pool. uh, filled it with wood shavings, put that right in the middle of the chicken tractor, and then put this box in there, and all these things you had to do to just set it all up so we have room for these 150 chicks. And we put them in there, and I wasn't. It was probably me like not giving it a chance, maybe, but I felt like it wasn't enough heat for them because it just had that one light and it wasn't pointing down; it was pointing on the side, and I just didn't think it was enough. And so I was like, I do not trust this setup. It's still gonna get down into what I think it was like 40 degrees. It's not super cold, but I think we had like one of our last frosts there when they came. And so I decided, you know what? I'm gonna get my two heat lamps. I'm gonna hang them instead and then take half the top off, hang the heat lamps. So I felt more comfortable doing it that way. And that's what I ended up doing. Just, my gut and my spidey senses were telling me like it needs more heat. These chickens need more heat instead of that one. So I ended up putting all three heat lamps on the first 2 days. And so the chickens, I mean, it's been a week now, week today, and we've only lost two, which is incredible. Like I thought I was going to lose a lot more than what I did.
That is
Sometimes,
incredible.
I mean, sometimes we're losing one chick a day in the brooder. I would have lost already 7 chicks usually. And I almost feel like they seem they seem like they're better in this setup because it's kind of like it's in a chicken tractor. There's like more airflow. It's kind of outdoors. They definitely like the sun comes in there and you could see they're like laid out in the sun. I think that's helpful. And yeah, I mean, it's weird to see 150 chickens in there because you're like, oh my gosh, you know, it's kind of overwhelming. But yeah, they're doing great so far. I'm happy with that setup, actually. The only thing I am worried about every single night is a rat can easily go in this chicken tractor. Thanks, Ben. You got everyone on edge.
Just trying to raise awareness.
I know. Everyone in the comments is letting me know about that. And
Time for a guardian dog.
right.
He, he'd eat your rats.
Yeah, that too. And so, that's in back of my mind. Of course, a snake could probably go in there and eat them. So, I mean, so far, knock on wood, so far so good this week. Only lost two. Haven't seen any signs of rats or snakes. Um, so we got probably 2 more weeks in this brooder setup, and then we're gonna move them out. Um, so and they just gotta hang on for this many times. So, but yeah, they're looking good. I really like this setup, other than possible critters coming in. I did put wire mesh on the outside of the coop though, so I think that would help a lot. Um, Animal could still dig. Um, so crossing my fingers. Um, but yeah, I'm happy with it so far. Um, what else? So another thing, I finally put my Idaho pasture pigs out on pasture. Um, they've been in our uh, wood chip shed, and they're doing great in there. Um, I just bring in a pile of wood chips and just cover their manure, and I mean, yeah, it's it's everyone should have one of those things. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, they're super helpful. I mean, if you're gonna put pigs in there in one spot, or probably any animal really, uh, might as well do deep bedding. Might as well put wood chips in there and hopefully build some soil too while you're doing that. But so they were in there for probably too long. I mean, really put them in there to train them to me and train them to wire, because I wanted to move them out. And so 2 months later, I finally moved them out. And they're definitely trained to the hot wire. They didn't even want to cross the imaginary hot wire line after I moved it. And they're still like, don't want to come out of their shelter. Um, So, and then they're still way, I mean, compared to the coonies, they're way skittish. Like they're way, like I can't even touch them. Um, like even they'll like brush up against my leg and they'll like jump back. Like 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 don't touch me. Um,
So I think ours were more skittish for a while. And I feel like there's the two we have now, actually all of them we had before we got rid of them, were super friendly. So I don't know if it takes like to them to get like more food aggressive or more into grain. And like
right.
the ours that we have now is super friendly. Like they'll come up to us, let us belly scratch them, roll over for us and stuff.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, I don't know. I probably don't spend enough time with them. I'm probably not in there reading to them at night or nothing, but um,
You got to
you
go
know,
give them some belly scratches.
yeah, that's what I need to do.
Once they lay down for you, it's over. Like you have their trust.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, I'm gonna start moving them around. So far, what has it been? I don't know. I think it's been like 4 days, and they hardly rooted anything. A little tiny bit, but not much at all. I mean, there's still plenty of grass in the area that I gave them, so they shouldn't root much. But I'm just trying to see what they do, and eventually just move them from there. Keep moving them and moving them around till October, and that's when we take them to the processor. So, what was that 6 months or so? I have them. But they're already bigger, a little bit bigger than than our 1 year old coonies.
that's crazy.
There's these IPPs are 4 months old. Coonies are 1 year, and they're already just as big, if not bigger. So
How do they do eating grass compared to the coonies?
I think the coonies eat more grass for sure. And I don't know if that's because I mean I just moved them out of that shelter, so they're still like not sure what to do. I think. I think they need to get more used to the grass, and then maybe they'll eat more of it. I don't know. Because I've been just feeding them grain in that shelter. There's no grass in there.
Right.
So I don't know if they even know what to do. So I think they'll get the hang of it here soon. So yeah, I'm glad that was like one of my main things I wanted to do this week was move those guys out, and then we're just gonna keep moving them. Um, and so what else? We had our 6 Cooney piglets. Um, so I ended up selling all of them. I sold all of them. I still have them, so we're not um, they're still drinking mama's milk. So we're not gonna they're not gonna pick them up yet, but at least I've got like down payments on them.
So they're all sold, spoken
Yeah.
for.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're all spoken for. So yeah, we're my plan is to we sold these 6 and then we're gonna try to breed her again and then maybe keep some of those. Or I don't know. Now it got me thinking like maybe I should just breed them and then just sell them if people want to buy them. And then with that money, maybe I'll buy some real pigs. Um, I mean, I don't know. So I don't know. We'll see. But usually we only breed her once a year. So maybe we're gonna try her to do it twice a year this year and see what she does. See how that goes. But yeah, I mean, had multiple people contact me about them. I sold one. So there was 3 males. One of them wanted an intact male. So that means I only have to castrate 2, which thank you. I need to castrate now. Like they're ready right now. I just been holding off because I don't want to do it.
It's not like it's a fun activity.
I know. Just been holding off, and I was gonna do it. Actually, I was gonna do it on Easter.
Oh, jeez.
It's like Easter
Easter
Sunday. I
egg.
was like, well, nothing really going on right now, and I don't think I want to film castrating this time. So I think it's time. I should just go out there and do it. And I didn't do it. But I'll probably do this in the next couple weeks or so.
Maybe you could include it with your chicken harvesting class this time on Mother's Day.
Yeah. Surprise bonus.
Whether you want to help or not, here are some earplugs.
Yeah. Here we go. I mean, that's about it. I mean, I had my dad, he came to visit this week. He was down for a few days, so he's usually he comes once a year and hangs out. Um, So that's always nice. I was gonna have him help me do the castration, but I'm not sure if he wanted to do that. Today we're castrating Dad on Easter.
Depends if you want your dad to come back or not.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. So we didn't do it, but but it was good to hang out with him, and it's always good when family comes because it doesn't happen too often. So when it does, it's good. It's a good time just hanging out really. So I really didn't film much when he was here. I filmed a little bit, but yeah, it's just hard because you want to be like present and just hanging out with your family because you haven't seen them in a while. But at the same time, it's like, oh, I gotta film something. But I think sometimes filming can wait for that, and it's okay. Yeah, I think that's about it. So it's still a little bit light here, Al. What about you? Is it dark over there?
I'm like watching you guys. It's kind of like to see Ben's windows, and yeah, it's dark here now.
Oh,
You
okay.
guys at daylight.
Yeah, what is
Yeah,
it?
but you'll pass us at the peak.
Yep. I wonder, like throughout the year, like if you averaged out the year, who has more daylight?
How many hours of daylight do you get around like, summer solstice?
I have to look. I don't know. It's but it's not very long. Like in the wintertime, we're a lot darker than you guys are. This time of the year, you guys are later. So I'd almost have to say that you guys probably get more daylight, even though we have it longer in the summertime.
Have you seen any snakes, Ben, over at your place yet?
I have not. I keep looking for them. It's usually about right now we start seeing those black rat snakes. There's one that I caught in a trap like 3 years ago, and I see him every single year. Uh, like he wasn't my intended target. I was trying to catch a rat, and the rat snake went through. It was I think it's a number one conibear,
Hmm.
and got him. So he's got like these two distinct smash marks on him, and it didn't kill him or anything. He was very upset when I pulled him out of that trap, but I see him every year, and he's just getting bigger and bigger. Last year, he was almost 6 feet long.
Wow.
So I haven't seen any yet, though. I'm hoping I see him.
I did catch a groundhog this week.
Did you eat it?
No, I didn't eat it.
Come on,
Come on, I'm not. We're not that. We're not that desperate for food over here.
put them in the crock pot.
We'd have to be pretty desperate over here. Although we are out of beef, so I
And what it
probably.
tastes just like beef,
Groundhog tastes just like beef. It's red and everything.
Wow.
like a beaver, just
Yeah,
without a
it's
flapping tail.
it's funny. I have one of them traps. It's like a bigger trap, one of them live traps.
Yep.
Um, and I have this little. It's like an office, I guess, in my big barn. Somebody used it as like a tack room or an office or something, and it has a wooden floor, but there's a hole in there. And one day I heard this noise, and I opened up the. I never go in there. I opened up the door, and there's this giant groundhog in there. I don't know what the heck he's doing, but he's just like scratching at the wood inside there. And this thing was giant, right? And I was like, oh man, and then he went back down in the hole. So I just stuck that trap in there, like where he was. I didn't even put nothing in there, no bait or nothing. And I left it there. And then like a week later, I heard something rattle. And then I opened up the door, and I don't even think it was that groundhog I saw because this other groundhog it seemed smaller to me. But a groundhog was in that trap.
Gotta set it back up and you can eat the next one.
Yeah. Oh, I set it back up already. Because those things, man, they just bury holes underneath my barn, and it's not good to have holes underneath your barn.
Yeah, they can be pretty destructive.
Plus they eat gardens. So do you have groundhogs, Hal?
We do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
They have ground. I haven't seen any on our property, but I have seen them up here for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
really love sweet potatoes.
Really.
Mm.
Yep. I had
Yep.
some sweet potatoes growing in my hugel mound down there, and I noticed as soon as the leaves start looking really good, I'll come out the next morning. They'll all be mowed down, but nothing else will be touched, just the sweet potatoes.
Hmm.
I think this is the only second groundhog I've caught since we lived here. They're hard to catch because they're very afraid of everything. Every little noise, if you see them out there on the grass, they just take off. My old neighbor, he used to have one of them camouflage tents. He would be in there. You wouldn't even know he's in there. And all of a sudden you hear like boom, like a big old blast, like a gunshot blast, like a I don't know, shotgun or something. And then he comes out of that tent. He's like, I got him. And I'm like right here. I didn't even know you were. I didn't even know you were there. Like, don't worry, I got him for you. It's funny. I was thankful for it because he would always eat our garden at our last property. But well, cool guys. You got anything else? It's about
Nope.
an hour here.
Nope.
All right, we'll save the rest for next week. So I just want to tell everyone listening and watching, thank you guys. We really appreciate all the feedback you give us and all the great comments, and thank you for listening. We really appreciate it, and hopefully all y'all have a nice week, and we'll see you guys next week.
Have a good week, everyone.
Later, everybody.